Hey, David. You feeling any better?
Yeah, actually, I feel a lot better. Being point blank with an orc while carrying a 12 gauge is pretty therapeutic for me. I love the smell of fire powder in the morning.
That's good. You actually scared all of us there. I still can't get Beep out from behind the cooler.
Yeah, I should probably talk him out. He's more tolerable than Danny. Hey, can I ask you something real quick?
Go for it. I'll do my best to answer.
Where'd you get these books here?
I actually grabbed it when I got the rest of your stuff.
Oh, huh. I don't remember buying these, but I guess I can review these this week, especially with my last week's video being a stupid 6-second animation I failed at. Maximum Apocalypse is a horror game with 3 books, each small, so I can't imagine they're very expensive. Hold on. These are $25 per book? And there's a board game version too? What? Now, I have 3 books, which I still have zero idea how the hell I got these books. Did I buy these at Arena, or were they on sale at Emporium? I just can't recall. Now, the book is split into 4 parts, and their order is really stupid. Part 1 is the basics, which doesn't actually tell you how to play the game, but just tells you what you'll need. Part 2 is character creation, which is 8 subsections that have subsections. Part 3 actually tells you how to play the game, including rounds with phases and actions you can do. Then Part 4 is the appendix, which has equipment guide sections. 1 and 3 should be mixed together. Understanding how to play the game should be brought in first and foremost. Of course, the second chapter for character creation has 8 different subsections. This game has 9 different ability schools. Why are there so many of these? We got strength, fortitude, agility, intelligence, instinct, charisma, fighting skill, ballistic skill, and luck. Wait, did I do this game before, or am I mixing it up with Wrath and Glory? Now you get to pick 2 classes with this. These classes provide you with bonuses and negatives to ability scores there. Each one of these starts at 25. Then you add more and subtract others to a bunch of different ones. There's a chart behind it. You start with the primary archetype first, then go to the secondary archetype. You'll then select Personal Apocalypse, which seems odd. There seems to be a Major Apocalypse, which is just glossed over, but you can go through something different than everyone else. Could be alien invasions, zombie infestation, or a nuclear apocalypse, which how does a lot of this not affect everyone? Now, looking later on, it stops calling it a personal apocalypse and just calls it apocalypse. So I think this is more decided by the GM, but everything might be going on all at once as well, and you're just affected, or rather majorly affected by one of them. Who knows? This also gives you bonuses as well. Then you'll pick ages, which also change abilities. And this shit is how you get your ability scores. Why is this stage just getting your ability scores so insane? At least I can understand what kind of dice system this uses. It's a percentile system, which I normally like. I'm actually pretty okay with this style of game. But this insane requirement to get the damn ability scores, it just seems overdone. I get it, it doesn't want you to roll, but it's still just a lot. Now to figure out your proficiencies. You get 2 combat proficiencies. Some archetypes provide combat proficiencies too. These are automatically gained apparently, but if you choose said skill, you gain up in a proficiency level by 1 more. We'll get to proficiency level soon. Then comes archetype skills. You'll pick 4 from your primary, then you'll pick 3 from your secondary. You'll then gain 1 skill from your personal apocalypse. Now, I should point out, if there's overlap with any of these things, that skill goes up in proficiency level. Speaking of proficiency level, this is another table, but each high level gives another +5 to the amount you need to roll below. So if you have 50 in agility, then the 4th level of gun skills, you'll need to roll below a 65 in order to pass checks involving it. God, how am I not nearly done with this? This video has been almost half just talking about 4 steps of character creation. God, I can't even force this one on speed. Then we go into special stats. This is... Why am I having a trouble with this game? Where I actually enjoyed Call of Cthulhu. Okay, so special traits are as follows. Build, HP, Initiative, Salvage, Resilience, Resolve, Immunity, Dodge, and Luck use per game. Each one of these has their own calculation to how you come to them. Each one does something different as well. Then we get to special abilities. You get 1 from your primary archetype, then you'll get another from your personal apocalypse. Then you'll get random ability based off a D10 roll. Are these good? Look, I'll be 100% with you. I am not loving this game so far. We're almost done with character creation, but this is so long and with so many steps and so tedious, I'm just not enjoying reading this book. You can also get psychic abilities too, which I don't know if this game is a Diet Warhammer with this point or what, but why does psychic, magic, and nuclear devastation all fit together? I suppose it can, but it still feels weird. Then there's optional rules. Negative traits. Taking these will slap certain categories, but if you take one, you get an extra skill of your choice or an extra level in a skill. Honestly, not a bad payoff for that. I'm okay with this. And I personally think it should be required. Now I should point out, by the time we started talking about negatives, suddenly a random symbol started showing up, which I am just losing my patience going through this book. I don't know what this toothy grin thing means, and I don't know what it signifies. This is just the first out of left field symbol we get. Equipment is next, and this is a whole section about starting gear. This 2 or 3 different symbols just popping up with absolutely zero explanation. It'll then go into the next part of the book talking about how many different rules and mechanics are actually in the game to actually play. Almost all of this stuff should have been explained a long time ago. I am getting fed up with this book, and you know what the worst part of this book is? It explains itself, but it explains itself in the worst way possible, where I know it's there, I just have to dig. I know all the information is somewhere in this thing. I've found almost everything I've been looking for. But this is a short book. Feels like it needs to be half a dozen to a dozen bookmarks so I can flip back and forth as I need. Nothing flows in this damn game. And there's still the Game Master's Guidebook too. So many things I'm definitely missing, like huge amounts too. Maybe the monster manual is more reasonable to get through, but I'm done with this. It's difficult to get through because of the bad formatting. It's insanely simple with the worst possible way to explain it. It leads you down a proper path, then randomly leaves you in the dark for a few minutes. This game isn't supposed to have a story direction. This is the skeleton for you to build your own world off of, and I like that, at least. There's promise with this game, but absolutely no direction without actually starting from ground zero with zero ideas. And because of that, I have to give this game a 70% on my score. It could be a lot worse, but it could also be so much better. Really should be better. The second biggest detractor is figuring out which version to buy, the tabletop RPG or the board game, because they're apparently very different. Now, Lion, I should be getting kidnapped again soon, probably next week or week after, so shove off.